I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by friends at Gameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less.
Viticulture, the strategic game of wine making. It is a worker placement game in which you place your workers to do certain things to hopefully make or crush or have some grapes. You grow grapes, then you crush them, and then you make them into wine and you age your grapes and wine along the way. Whoever has the most points wins. The game ends when someone gets to 20 points, and then the max amount of points that are received after that finish of the year is the winner. So it goes through a year, so you do something in the summer. I'm going to forget my things. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Yes. So it goes to that. After a year, you restart, and then you pick the order, and you continue from there, doing the actions, crushing grapes into wine, and fulfilling orders. Simplicity versus complexity.
I find worker placement games typically to be simple. This is no exception. You place your worker, and then you get the action, and then you occupy that space so nobody else can go there until the end of the round. What's a little nifty about this one is there's an oversized worker, and that can go anywhere, even where an opponent has gone. You don't get the bonus where they've gone. You just get to do the action that anyone else could do there. Where it gets a little complicated for me is when I make wine, I pretty much constantly have to remind myself of the rules as to what it takes to make like a champagne or a blush versus what it takes to make something else. But those rules are simple and finite, and you'll be able to pick them up after right in the middle of your first game, if not before.
Yeah, this game is maybe daunting. There's a lot of things to do. Once you figure out what they do, you're pretty much planting, like I said, planting, crushing, and making wine orders. And then there's some things that you can do on top of that to get extra points. And so maybe you score all your points not from doing that, and you can totally do that. The complicated part for me comes in the strategy, which we'll talk about in just a second, of what you should do right now. There's some timing things too. So in the summer or spring, again, spring is when you choose the order. Summer is when you do the summer actions, like planting and taking people on a tour. The fall, you draw a card, a visitor card. And then in the winter, you crush your grapes and you fulfill orders. So you place these and then say, okay, well, I'm done with my summer action, so I'm going to pass, and whoever wants to continue, continues. And then I do my winter ones. So the timing has a little bit of complexity, but not any kind of complicated that you can't grasp after a couple plays, like Tom said. Luck versus strategy.
So there is some luck in this game because you are drawing random cards that have been randomized and shuffled. And sometimes you may feel that that's not a good card, like you're at the end of the game and you got a card that's supposed to give you a boost at the beginning. But you know what? One of my friends and I were playing, and he got a card he didn't like, and another card let him give it to me. And it gave him some kind of points or some kind of money. And so he thought, yeah, I'm going to get rid of this terrible card. And I got it and used it to win the game. So the cards may feel lucky, but this is a very strategic game. And what you do with your choices it matters immensely. And there are so many different ways to go about it. You can try going straight for points that are the bonuses on the board or in the turn order and not even touch a wine order all game long. Or you could focus heavily on wine orders, make a lot of grow grapes, crush them, make the wine, and just try to shoot ahead in getting residual income on top of getting points for fulfilling your orders. And I've seen both ways do very well. Like and I said both ways. There's more than that as to win. There's people who've just tried going for the cards and fulfilling them for points. So I think that there's plenty of strategy. It will seem when you're playing some of these cards, there's a helping of luck, but I think it's a great balance overall.
I agree. There's so much strategy and so many different types of strategy. Do you go for money so that you can buy things? Do you go, meaning you've got to buy these buildings. You have to buy a cottage in order to, not cottage, bigger cellars in order to store your wine. So do you go for money in the beginning? Do you buy more workers so you get more money? There's so much that you have to decide in the beginning, and then that just changes. So the tactical element also changes throughout the game based on what cards you receive and things like that. But there is long-term strategy you can definitely grasp and get to fulfill. But there is luck in the cards you draw, like Tom mentioned. But having this worker that you can place, you hold on to it, or you don't. You say, I really needed to plan. They're all full, so I'm going to use this. So there's a lot of strategy, and blocking is also one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Which happens. Fun versus boring. This game is super fun. This game is It's just fun. I think I enjoy worker placements if they go quick enough. If the turns are quick enough, I really enjoy them. And this is one of those games where my turn comes up more often because everyone's turn is like, okay, I want to play this blue card. Sometimes they take a little longer because some cards can be involved or whatnot. But usually it's saying, okay, I'm going to plant. I put this down. Your turn. Or I'm going to buy. I bought this building. Okay, your turn. Whatever it is. And so it comes back to me quick enough that it's really fun. And I really enjoy the strategy or the multiple strategies that come about.
If I remember right, this was Stonemaier Games' first release. I could be wrong, but we played Euphoria before we played Viticulture, and I was surprised by how much I liked Euphoria because I didn't think it would grab me as a Euro. I'm kind of an Ameritrash player, and I felt it was so compelling. And so then, I was more open to play Viticulture, but I still thought winemaking. I don't drink. I don't know that winemaking is the biggest pull when it comes to a theme for me. Although, don't get me wrong, I like when people do variable themes and don't just focus on the same thing. But when I played, I found this to be just as compelling. I really like Stonemaier games. Whenever, so far, I haven't played one that I've disliked. Hope that doesn't change. But it's just that there's tension. It's compelling. It's strategic. The choices you make matter. But there is some randomness to offset and to have to overcome sometimes, or to help you across the line. And every time I've played this game, I've enjoyed it. I found it to be quite fun.
Yeah, I agree. BGG rating, I would probably give this, I would give this a 9 out of 10.
Would you probably give it a 9 out of 10?
I would give it a 9 out of 10.
I'd give it a 9 out of 10 as well.
Viticulture, we've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.